And welcome into your post-game report here on the Jazz Huddle. We appreciate everybody who's been watching our streams and subscribing. We really appreciate it. And the Jazz come out with a 129 to 115 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. That's 21-5 over on the season so far. 6-game win streak for the Jazz. Breaking down this game, we just see absolutely great ball movement by the Jazz. They had 20. Let's see. They had 20 or 19. No, that's the Bucks. They had 22 assists. Again, they are really moving the ball really well. And you saw 3 starters having over 20 points, which is insane for the Jazz. 27 for Joe Ingles, 27 for Rudy Gobert. By the way, that 27 for Joe Ingles was a career high, or it tied his career high, actually. Donovan Mitchell with 26 on the night. Just an all-around pretty fantastic game. Donovan was 13 for 14 from free throws, and that was a big stat right there to kind of pull this Jazz team away. In fact, that kind of covered the distance right there, a 14-point win for the Jazz. But really looking at it, the Jazz just had a fantastic game. You saw that synergy between the players where they are really moving the ball around. And again, this team is the real thing. I don't know of any teams right now who could really just come in and beat the Jazz. You don't. I mean, you're not able to guard if you're a lot of teams in the NBA. Stupid thing. If you're a lot of teams in the NBA, you're not going to be able to guard this Jazz team. They're just too good at shooting the ball, and it's just almost impossible to do it. When you have 6 3-point shooters on the Jazz, it's just impossible to guard all of those guys. And also, how many games before entering playoffs? I think it's 46 for you, Ryan. But anyway, really looking at the Jazz, it's just been a fantastic few games here. And it's just one of those things where you got to be able to maintain this momentum here for the Jazz. But so far, they have looked fantastic. And I'm just really excited for what the future holds for this team. But again, Jordan Clarkson had a fantastic game, 25 points, 10 for 18 field goals. Derek Favors had some really good minutes early in the game. We saw Georges Niang tweak his ankle a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what the status on that is. I'm leaning towards it's probably going to be an ankle sprain, but not too much to worry about right there. Throughout the roster, though, we did see some just great ball. And that's just what you want to see. You had Royce O'Neal. He didn't score, but he again played a great defensive game. Held Giannis Antetokounmpo to 29 points and -8 on the night. And Giannis really didn't score till the second half, and that was just a great defensive showing by the Jazz tonight. And Chris Middleton, he had a great first half. Not too much in that second half, though. And make sure to smash that like and subscribe button for everybody in the stream right now. I'd really appreciate it. And you also have Bryn Forbes. He had 5 points, and that just quiet for a lot of the guys on the Bucks. But looking over the game, the Jazz just outplayed them. They came in, they knew what they had to do, and it was just a good game. The Jazz are literally dominating in the West right now. They are coming out time and time again, doing exactly what they need to do. They're getting the ball moving. They're getting the ball moving early. They're getting everything done. They're doing what they need to do to win basketball games. And if they want to come out on top in the Western Conference, that's what they're going to have to do. And Quinn Snyder's showing that he is probably going to be the coach of the year. And you're also going to have Jordan Clarkson as the sixth man of the year. Overall, we are holding teams to ridiculously good numbers defensively, and we're scoring ridiculous numbers offensively. There is nothing that this Jazz team cannot do. But when you look around the league, there are teams who are going to be able to counter some of the things that we're doing. So you have to be able to maintain this intensity with moving the ball, getting it going early, and having our guys shoot really, really good threes. I'm confident that they're going to be able to win a lot of games with how we're playing right now, but there are obviously going to be losses. And if we look at their continuing schedule on from where we are right now, if I can get my mouse to go up there, we have Miami, Philadelphia, Los Angeles Clippers in a back-to-back, Charlotte and LA. A tough stretch of games right there. That's going to be a big test for the Jazz. But people are now starting to realize, we saw ESPN kind of switched up their national TV schedule to implement the Jazz into it a little bit more, we're really starting to see the Jazz get a little bit of national recognition. If they keep up what they're doing right now, and there's a little bit of a slow end of the season there for the Jazz with Miami, Orlando, New Orleans, and Philadelphia to end the first half. But when you really look at it, the Jazz are playing great basketball. You got Donovan Mitchell scoring 24 points a game in points per game, and Joe Ingles just had a career high off the bench. And this is without Mike Conley, who's the highest plus-minus player in the NBA. The Jazz are the real deal. They're going to go out and beat teams. We've seen it a couple nights in a row now. We've actually seen it basically the whole season in a row. After that Knicks game, they turned it around. They knew what was going on. And I remember me and Addison and I on this post-game report, we were very, very livid after that game. We were not liking what we had seen from the Jazz. They turned it around. They absolutely turned it around. And that's what you want to see from the Jazz. Another big, big win. Our next opponent, again, is the Miami Heat. We will be live for that game on the Jazz Huddle. Make sure you stop by and make sure you drop a like on this video. That'll help us get that stream out there. But again, we also saw, and I do want to talk about this briefly, we saw Udoka Azubuike go down with an ankle injury, a severe ankle sprain. It was good that it was not as severe as I thought it was. I thought that it could have been an ACL tear, which would have been terrible for the Jazz. We need to keep those rookies healthy, but he had played a pretty good game in that G League matchup right there before he went down. I'm hoping that he's going to come back stronger. He's going to be okay. But I mean, also one thing that I have been really impressed with so far is Justin Zanik's tenure with the Jazz. He came in as an assistant GM actually under the Bucks with the Bucks in 2016-17, right when they were really starting to build up those crazy teams that would go on to have amazing regular season starts and finishes. And then he came over to the Jazz, was assistant GM under what's his name, Dennis Lindsey. And then he came up to the top. He's really built, along with Dennis Lindsey, a fantastic team. They are really, really a good, well put together. They move the ball. They're all talking to each other. They have a great dynamic as a team. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this Jazz team, and I'm sure all of you Jazz fans are. And for the Bucks, you guys are still a great team in the East. Don't be surprised if you guys come out very, very near the top of that conference. But, I mean, the Jazz are just playing very, very good basketball, and I'm hoping to see them continue their dominance. And that is going to do it for your post-game report here on the Jazz Huddle. Thank you for stopping by, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. I would really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Do me a favor, hit that big red button, and I will see you guys later.